Hello, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's fine. All right, guys, we're almost at the end of the week. It's Thursday. Weekend is coming up pretty soon. Hope you guys can have some rest from a hard week's work and relax with your family or go out and enjoy life. It's a very short one, my friends, and we have to enjoy it as much as we can, always with respect and always using our heads, guys. Don't go overboard on everything. But today we're going to talk a little bit about something that I've been asked about lately, and it is the whereabouts of Subriel Matias. Where is Subriel Matias? Where is he hiding? Is he relaxing with his family? Is he training for an upcoming fight? What is the deal with Subriel Matias? Nobody has heard anything from him besides a short interview he had with El Filósofo de Boxeo, where a lot of the questions that were asked were softballs and were really good questions to ask somebody who had just lost his title in a humiliating fashion in Puerto Rico in front of all his fans. We have discussed the possibilities why he lost. We have discussed that here in the past. There's a few episodes that I've actually discussed that, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk a little bit about, what is the deal with Subriel Matias? Where is he? All right. On my previous episodes where I discussed the possibility that Subriel Matias would actually hang him up, and the possibility, I'm just speculating here because we haven't heard anything from Matias for a while. There's nothing on Instagram, there's nothing in social media. He hasn't updated any information, he hasn't been interviewed again. So it's all speculation. We don't know where his head is at. And these are questions that all his fans around the world are asking, and I've actually have been asked this question a lot recently. All right, so in my past episodes, like I was saying, some people were saying, replying to my comments about Matias maybe hanging them up, or maybe that Matias' head is no longer in the game, and they say, Coach, he's fighting in October or November. So, that's what we've heard. So if that were the case, if Subriel Matias was going to fight in October, which is next month, we're already at the end of August. September is just a few days from now. He would have to be training right now if he's fighting in October or November. He would have to be back in the gym. There would be some kind of news release from his camp, or from his management team, or from somebody inside the Subriel Matias inner circle about who he's going to be fighting next, where he's going to be fighting next, who his opponents are, and when, and who's going to be his coach, who's going to be training him. So some of these questions have not actually been answered, because the fact of the matter is we don't know where he's at. We don't know what he's doing. We don't know if he's in Puerto Rico. We don't know if he's on vacationing with his wife. I have no idea about how much weight he has gained since he lost his title to an average fighter. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's no reason why Subriel Matias should have lost his title. Doesn't make any sense. It's something that we're going to have to ponder and ask ourselves. I think it was more a mental issue, and I don't think it had anything to do with overtraining. I just think that the moment and distractions caught up to him, and he didn't perform like he had to in front of his people. And I had said here in this on this channel before the fight, that's the only way I would see Matias losing in front of his people would be because of his distraction, what they call in Puerto Rico el frío olímpico, when you're in front of your people. And that's happened a lot of times to Puerto Rican fighters. All right, he's not the first one. So let's continue with the speculation. That's what this is all about. We're just speculating here. Is Matias going to retire? Is Matias going to fight in October or November? Well, we have no signs, no clear signs that is actually going to happen. My opinion is that if in the next 2 weeks or so, we don't hear anything from Matias promoter, from Matias management team, from Matias himself, I don't think he's going to be fighting this year, guys, to be honest with you. If he doesn't come out, if his team does not come out and say, we're training, this is going to be his coach, we're going to be training in Puerto Rico, we're going to be training abroad, or we're going to go to this, somewhere in the mainland and train, this is going to be our opponent. All these questions that Matias fans have, they have to be answered within the next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks tops. If he's going to fight this year, he's got that window of at least 2 or 3 weeks, in my opinion, in order to start getting ready for his next fight. And I know that Matias has had issues, being matched up with fighters. Nobody wants to fight him. Nobody wanted to fight him when he was a champion, and now that he's not a champion, he's a high risk, low reward type of fighter where, other guys, are not going to face him. And look at Liam Paro. Liam Paro doesn't want to face him again. Regis Prograis talked a lot of crap, and now he's fighting Liam Paro. I think Regis Prograis is going to be the next champion. He's going to be a champion again if he fights Liam Paro, because Liam Paro, for me, he's a B-level fighter. He's above average, but he's not an elite fighter. And I really, truly believe that we will find that out once Regis Prograis disposes of Liam Paro effectively, and once he becomes a champion again, then the hide and go seek game begins and the cherry picking begins, because I really don't think Regis Prograis wants any part of Subriel Matias. So again, this is not an episode where I will be discussing who his next opponents will be. I have already discussed that in very much details in my last episodes. But right now the question is, where is he? He's wanted. He's a wanted man by his fans. Obviously not by some of these top opponents. There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of opponents that Subriel Matias could be facing right now. But this is the main question, my friends. And something that somebody actually asked me today. Hey, what happened to Matias? How come he didn't have how come he's not rematching Liam Paro? What has happened? How come nobody has heard from him? How come he's not in social media? And I wish I knew, guys. And if any of you guys know what's going on with Subriel Matias, please share it with this channel. You can actually email me directly at coachmario@wpba305.com. I will put my email address in the comment section. You can also look me up on Google. You can look for Warriors Pride Boxing Academy in Miami. My email address is there. You can make comments here on this platform. And remember to like, share, subscribe, guys. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers already. And I can see that a lot of you are looking forward to seeing Matias in the ring again. The old Matias, the Matias that we all know, the aggressive Matias, the devastating Matias, that wrecking machine that destroys anything in his past. That's not what we saw in his last fight. And as a reply to some of the comments that I read in my previous and some of my previous episodes, I will tell you this. Subriel Matias throwing less than 40 punches per round, 30, 40 punches per round, is a big red flag, guys. It has nothing to do with what Liam Paro did. Something happened with Subriel Matias, something emotional, something physical, something that we don't know. Now, if you tell me, Liam Paro beat the Subriel Matias that throws close to 100 punches per round, something like what Petros and Ayan did on their first fight. Subriel Matias and Petros and Ayan were throwing a lot of punches, high volume punches. He threw heavy punches during the whole fight. He was bested by a tough cookie in Petros and Ayan. There's still a dispute on that knockdown, but that Matias that throws 80 to 100 punches per round, we did not see that Matias. We did not see that Matias in the fight against Liam Paro. That's the reason why I say, Liam Paro did not beat the Matias that we all know. Something happened. It's not an excuse. It's just a fact. If you know anything about Subriel Matias, you know that the Subriel Matias that fought in Manatí, Puerto Rico is not the one that we're used to. It's not that, that fighter that comes throwing punches from all angles, heavy punches. He was like high guard all the way, and just blocking punches with his hands, with his arms, with his elbows, parrying some of those punches, and hardly ever throwing back. But anyway, guys, this is what I wanted to touch on today. Like they say in the Old West, wanted. There's a reward for anybody that has seen it or heard of Matias. If anybody out there knows anything about Subriel Matias, any news about Subriel Matias in Puerto Rico, I'm basically living in the States, so I don't have that, advantage of being in the island and being around some of these fighters and boxers and comments and whatnot. If you hear anything, please be kind enough to share with the rest of us. We'd like to know what Matias is planning on doing. Is he planning on retiring? Is he planning on coming back? When is he going to come back? Who's going to be his coach? Where is he going to train at? Who's going to be the guy he's going to be fighting against? Is it going to be, and these are all fair questions, is it going to be, some run-of-the-mill fighter, some C-level fighter? Is it going to be a top 10 fighter, top contender? These are some of the questions that we all have. These are some of the questions that we want answers to. And if Subriel Matias wants to retire, all my blessings and all my prayers and all my good wishes go to Subriel Matias. Listen, and I tell this to all my fighters, and I have guys that come over and they want to be world champions and they want to do this and they want to do that. And I tell them, listen, boxing is not an easy sport. It's a very, very hard sport. And it's a very hard sport to stay motivated, to stay focused, to be training day in, day out. And once you get to your 30s, like Subriel Matias, 33 years old, and you're not training for a fight, and you're not fighting at least 3 times a year, and you're not a world champion, and people are actually avoiding you, you got to get back on the saddle. And you got to fight as much as you want, or you got to hang them up. You got to decide exactly what you want. But this is a decision that's going to haunt Subriel Matias for the rest of his life if he doesn't take advantage of these years that he has now and face the fact that, it's either all in or you've got to be out. And I was talking to somebody the other day, by the way. I took my guys to train at Box IQ, which is a gym here in Miami, and we went there for some sparring. I took my guys over there to spar some of their guys. We had a great sparring session. My guys, Andrew Finlay, who we call the scientist, because he's a great grandson of the famous scientist Carlos Finlay, who actually discovered that yellow fever was transmitted by a mosquito. Believe that. It was a Cuban scientist. So he's a great grandson of Carlos Finlay. Andrew Finlay. He's got 2 fights, 1 controversial loss, 1 win, and now he's fighting again again this coming Saturday here in Florida. Um, and one of the things I was discussing with one of these coaches there, I was talking to him, and he was saying, we were talking about this, and we were actually saying, listen, in boxing, and this one of the things we were telling some of these fighters there, bro, you gotta be all in or all out. There's no halfway. There's no, taking it easy during the week, training once or twice a week. Not in boxing. Not if you want to go far. Not if you want to become successful in boxing. That is not something that the sport of boxing you can get away with. Sport of boxing is very demanding. The sport of boxing is brutal. It is hard. It is tough. For me, it's one of the toughest sports in the world, if not the hardest sport in the world. And I'm talking about, the fact that you're getting hit and you're able to manage all that and remain focused. So anyway, guys, it's our sport. Not everybody has the focus and the concentration and the willingness to sacrifice themselves consistently day in, day out. Now, Muhammad Ali used to say, he used to hate every minute of every training session he had, but he said that rather sacrifice now and live the rest of your life as a champion. And that's what Subriel Matias has to do. He's got to sacrifice now for his family, for his future, for his legacy if he wants to. It's do or die, in my opinion. So if in the next 2 or 3 weeks we don't hear anything from Subriel Matias, I don't know, guys, but I think he's not going to fight this year, and career is not going to flourish. Let's put it that way, because you have to stay active. You have to stay active, especially at his age. Well, anyway, guys, remember to share, like, subscribe. Let me know what your comments are. Let me know if you know anything about Subriel Matias or what he's planning on doing. Like I said before, if we don't hear anything from Subriel Matias, his camp, who he's fighting with, and all these questions that I've asked right now, I really don't think he will be facing anybody this year. We don't hear that within the next 3 weeks. And I'll tell you for myself, I think Subriel Matias fight camp should last 3 months. At least 3 months. Because he has to lose some weight. I don't know how much he's weighing right now, but I know it's not 140. This guy's got to be up in weight, like 170, 180. So in order for you to lose all that weight the right way, you can't have a fight camp of 8 weeks. You can't be training for 8 weeks and be tip-top shape in order to face a high-level opponent, which I'm assuming is what they're going to want for Subriel Matias. We haven't heard anything from Eddie Hearn. He's already making plans with Liam Paro, Devin Haney, all this other shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, they're pushing Matias to the side, and I think that's all the response and the reason why this is happening, and everybody's pushing him aside, including Eddie Hearn and maybe his trainers and whatnot. And why we haven't heard something from Matias, because Matias isn't sure what he's going to do in the future. And I'm just speculating, guys. I hope I am wrong. I hope I am wrong. Anyway, guys, again, thank you for tuning in today. It's Thursday, pre-social Friday, as they say in Puerto Rico. Hope you have a great day. Remember, like, share, subscribe. But until next time, this is Coach Mario saying hasta la vista. God bless you all, and peace.